Welcome back to the channel. Today's story takes us deep into the heart of American history, a story of beauty, tragedy, power, and pain. Joan Kennedy, the woman who once stood beside one of the most powerful families in America, is gone. She passed away peacefully in her sleep at the age of 89, but her life was anything but peaceful. Behind the smiles, the piano recitals, and the perfect photographs, Joan lived a life that mirrored the rise and fall of a dynasty. The Kennedy dynasty. Virginia Joan Bennett was born in 1936, a bright, musically gifted girl from Bronxville, New York. She dreamed of melodies, not politics. Her fingers danced across piano keys, not campaign podiums, but fate had other plans. While studying at Manhattanville College, Joan met a young, charming law student, Ted Kennedy. He was magnetic, confident, and already a Kennedy, a name that echoed through America's most powerful circles. Their romance was fast, dazzling, and full of promise. In 1958, they married. She was just 22, and just like that, Joan Bennett became Joan Kennedy, the newest member of America's royal family. But life as a Kennedy was no fairy tale. The family was constantly in the public eye, every smile, every word, every move dissected by the press. Joan was shy, gentle, and reserved, a stark contrast to the bold, boisterous Kennedy clan. And when tragedy struck, and with the assassinations of John F. Kennedy and Robert F. Kennedy, the pressure on Ted, and by extension Joan, grew unbearable. Ted was expected to carry the family torch, and Joan was expected to smile through it all. Behind closed doors, though, their marriage was crumbling. Then came 1969, a night that would haunt them forever. The Chappaquiddick incident. Ted Kennedy's car plunged off a bridge, killing his passenger, Mary Jo Kopechne. Joan, pregnant at the time and on strict bed rest, stood by her husband's side through the scandal, attending the funeral, facing cameras, pretending strength. But privately, she was breaking. She would later miscarry again. In her own words, that's when she truly became an alcoholic. "For a few months, everyone had to put on this show," she said. "And then I just didn't care anymore." Through the 1970s and 80s, her life became a tragic reflection of the family's darker side. DUI arrests, rehab visits, and headlines that focused more on her struggles than her strength. But Joan was far more than a fallen socialite. She was a gifted pianist, performing with the Philadelphia Orchestra and the Boston Pops. She published a book on classical music, worked with charities, and spoke openly about her battle with alcoholism and depression, at a time when few women dared to do so. Her honesty broke taboos, inspired countless others, and quietly changed how America viewed addiction and recovery. By the 1980s, her marriage to Ted Kennedy had ended, but she remained connected to the Kennedy family, especially to her children. Kara, Edward Jr., and Patrick Kennedy called her a pioneer in breaking the stigma of mental health and addiction, and Robert F. Kennedy Jr. described her as a courageous woman who turned her pain into purpose.